Bonjour, Mr. Rodolfo. Welcome to India. So, is this the first time you're visiting India, or you've been visiting India for a very long time?
Thank you for the interview. And this is my fourth time in India, actually.
Fourth time in
And
India.
I'm very, very glad to be here.
Okay.
Actually, I travel a little, in the country, across in the country, in the south, in the north. And I'm very happy to be here for my third exhibition in India.
Third exhibition in India.
Lucknow.
Welcome, most welcome.
Thank you.
And we welcome you to Lucknow from Kalashrat Art Gallery. You're most welcome. You're sitting with us, and our audience are mostly from Kalashrat Art Gallery followers. So, we'd like to know certain things about you, like when you started your journey as a child, like when you started to paint, what was your inspiration?
I started to paint from my when I was very, very child. Since I was 7 years old.
Right.
And then I decided, apparently, I decided I really want to do that for my life.
So you went to school, specific school for art?
Yes. And then I study art, and then I go to the Conservatory of Art. And even if the collection you're gonna see in this exhibition is like very abstract works, at the beginning I was like a very, very figurative artist, very academic.
Right.
Like I studied 5 years drawing.
Doing sketches and
Only drawing.
drawings.
And then it's my specialization. But then with the time, I want to translate the way how I want to
Create your own language.
create my creative language, and then I start to paint since 2005 here in India. My first abstract paintings, and then I continue until now.
So you call yourself an abstract painter, or I don't know whether you want to call yourself abstract painter or like to be a contemporary artist. How you discriminate yourself, or is there anything called real abstraction?
I don't know if it's real abstraction, because at the end, the most abstract thing sometimes is the titles, but it's a way of interpretation. That is true.
This mainly the nomenclature.
Yeah, but
To just specifically hold a certain kind of art into certain category.
there are many symbolic you find in, for example, in the religious works from the 16th centuries or 17th centuries. These codes I adopted and I use it. So it's not that at the same time it's not that abstract. It's also like I use many references from the history of art. Or
Symbolism. Right.
Yeah, mythology, symbolism.
I can see a lot of Indian symbols inside your work also.
Yeah, and I use it a lot of Indian
Symbols also.
Yeah,
And
and materials.
yes. That reflects, really reflects.
Yeah, I can use it, for example, sand from the Rajasthan or from Ladakh or different kinds of silks and silver. The
Silver,
silver.
yes.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna find in some works in this exhibition that kind of materials, not in every, because sometimes it's complicated by the transport. But it was very nice to come here, in India, and bring some works. It was enough, strong already, but it was complicated for transport.
Right. But few of your works are like a hard edge abstraction. If you're more specific into, and they are very close to the Aboriginal kind of artworks, which India as well as you see in Australia, you see the similar kind of hard edge abstractions. Or if you come about the Rothko, the kind of stuff. So
I use some symbology, some coupons from different countries. It could be from the Mayas, from the old Mayas from my region where I was born in El Salvador, or also from the indigenous community from other countries in Latin America.
Right.
But also some symbolism, from different other cultures. And that mixed with architecture, different point of perspective.
Yeah.
To use the volumes, and then the texture is really like a journal. It's like a journal from my trips, every travel. Yeah.
Yeah, I see the architecture. A lot of it's like section of certain big concrete jungle. Sometimes I find big layers of the way you draw the things. It looks like a transsectional view of certain architecture.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mm.
that we can relate to. Well, that's nice. I mean, beautiful way of interpreting your work. And yeah, tell me something about like how was your journey in India? Like it's the fourth time you've been visiting India. So you like India geographically, or you like India culturally?
I think, like you said, complete transversally, in all the senses. I love food. I love
Yeah.
the geography. So many subjects. Now, just to now in the taxi,
Mhm.
coming the way back to the gallery, I get some ideas about as more collection. So always when I come here, I'm always have many different ideas. There's too many informations everywhere, and so yeah, I'm very happy for. I like it definitely. The history and mythology, culture, religion, everything. That's the I think the big values of this country is this big mix
Absolutely.
of diversity.
Yeah, it's not exactly one culture India represents. It has got many hundreds of cultures because you
Mhm.
go from one region to another region, the culture differs, language differs, physical appearance differs. So India is like more of India is more of like a continent, as I was telling you, rather than a country. You speak so many languages, diversified, totally, it's very different. So you represent rather the country which we always dream about for art capital. It was an art capital before First World War, and so and you are here in India. So how you like feel like India culturally you find India to be looking from the international aspects, like where do we stand our contemporary art,
About
Indian contemporary art, where do you think it stands?
I'm actually living in Paris since 20 years ago,
Mhm.
and it's true, it's many Indian artists
In Paris also.
in Paris also, and in the contemporary art fairs.
Mhm.
And in general, I had experience to make the artist residency also in Andorra, 2018, with Indian artist, contemporary Indian artist. He lives in Vega. He lives in Bombay, and he showed me a lot. He also permitted me to discover some other, um, how do you say, other faces,
New
other
artists,
artists.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
But at the same time, I'm always be since 2005, my first time in India. I always try to be, and know what is happening about
Mhm.
the Indian artists or even the politique and
Mhm.
what is happening with the country, because of course one of my favorite countries in the world, and that's why I decided to came back again and again.
Yeah, and in fact, we hold one of the best treasures in the world. I believe the kind of heritage and treasure that India has got. I mean, I can tell you, very little countries around the globe has got that much because we have not only Taj Mahal, we have got beautiful temples, we have got beautiful architectures, we have got age-old history, which very few country can really showcase. But it's very unfortunate to have not developed our um, tourism in that big way because a lot of people in Europe have a very bad thing in their mind that you come to India, you fall sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's
that's what it is.
mosquito, there's a lot of problem in India. So and what do you think today in 2022? Has India developed or cleared a little bit of picture from the globe that no, India is not that bad. We can come and see.
It's very hard, when I'm coming from a country who has a similar kind of origin. I born in a country who has a similar kind of problems about with the vision of our culture.
Mhm.
In that case, in the Salvador, we have this vision from a violent country, a very dangerous country. But at the same time, people don't have any access directly to the our original culture, from the Aboriginal, from the originary people from this area, and that is what make riches of every country is the what we are originally in the at the beginning, you know.
Mm.
And I don't know. India is difficult to say something that a country is bigger than than a continent.
Yeah.
And but I really appreciate the diversity and of course, it's difficult to talk about it, you know.
Right.
I think it's too hard.
Anyways,
I can't give any advice about this in this so big. As you know.
correct.
Yeah.
Rodolfo, it's very nice to speak with you, and I believe my audience would love your interview and they would love to come tomorrow for your exhibition. And all the best for your exhibition. And I believe this is going to be a huge success, both from Kalashok team. I can literally say it's going to be a grand success, and I expect my viewers, my Kalashok friends, followers, please do come and visit this man. This is really good, really good. It's going to be a good exhibition. Congratulations again.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, it's me.